I became involved after my husband passed away, and he became an organ and tissue donor.
Was that a hard choice for you?
No, it wasn't. It was actually a very easy choice. Back when my husband passed away, which is be 20 years this year, we didn't have an MRI in Sarnia, so we had to go to London. But the doctor here was communicating with the doctors in London, and they had suggested it over the phone.
Okay.
So he suggested it, and he said, if we go to London and it turns out your husband isn't going to survive, maybe you could think about organ and tissue donation. So I did. I thought about it, and I talked to his parents and said, this is what I'd like to do if that's what happens. And they agreed, and so we signed the paperwork when everything was finalized. We were high school sweethearts, so he was my everything. He was very funny. He was a very funny man, but he was sweet and kind, and I don't know, all the things you fall in love with, I guess.
And you had small children.
Yes, we had 2 children, both under the age of 3 when he passed away. My daughter was 11 months old when he passed away.
So he kind of do you feel like he's carried on because of that? Besides your children, because of course he carries on
Yes.
through them. But because you know that because of this tragic loss of yours, 8 other people were given more opportunities.
More than 8, actually, because he was able to donate tissues as well. So there are more than 8 people who benefited from our loss.
Like tissues?
Bones. I'm not sure of everything, but corneas, of course, that's kind of an obvious one that people think about. But bones, they take the long bones in the femur and your ulnar bone, your forearm, and they can either use the bone to transplant or they could take the bone marrow out of it. And there's lots of other tissues they could possibly take too: islet cells, veins, ligaments, tendons.
Really?
Yes. One person can actually help over 80 people.